art, which is a premier art school. But obviously, he's here because he has the gift of making those art students realize that science is really important and creative.
Yes.
And that's what's particularly special about his approach. When Mr. Singh joined the faculty at LaGuardia, he offered one section of advanced placement environmental science. And through that class, he completely redesigned the curriculum. He had outside speakers come in, conservationists, environmental lawyers, filmmakers, nutritionists, and he emphasized the importance of this topic for policy and within the world. Since he's gotten there, it has become, 5 years later, 6 sections of advanced placement environmental science, and there's a wait list because there are so many art students, musicians, dancers who realize that science is really where it's at. So, says his principal, Neal is the epitome of what every science educator should be, and we're really happy to be giving him this award. And now to the
I love being in the classroom.
Yes.
When I'm in here, I see things happening. I can witness it, and I feel it's happening for me too, because I try to get students to bring their prior knowledge and make it part of the learning process. And it's so important because I'm learning from them just as much as they're learning from me.
He's not afraid to step out of the box. He's not afraid to try new things. He's the first person to volunteer to try something new. He's always in my office. Let's do this, let's do that. Have you thought about this new club? You know, he manages 3 or 4 clubs. He's the Arista coordinator.
So when I started, I didn't teach the AP environmental science the first year. The next year, the following year, they felt the program needed some new blood. And I said, you know, I would love to teach it. I have a great passion for it. And that year, the students just took off. We had such a great time in here that they scored very well on the exam. And the next year, word of mouth got around the school. And then last year, they called me downstairs and said, the waiting list, can you sift through these waiting lists? There are hundreds of students. We had to increase it to 9 sections. I really appreciate the connection between art and science and being in a place where they both work together. We have some of the most brilliant students who are musicians or who are actors. And to bring out the science part and give them that opportunity to experience science the way it should be experienced.
You will see Mr. Singh at every performance we have at LaGuardia High School. If you check our website, you will see it's about 150 performances a year. Mr. Singh is there, in the front row, observing his kids in action in their art form so that he has a better understanding of who they are. You know, and then afterwards he'll go up to a child and he'll say, I heard you sing in the concert last night. You were extraordinary. Now let's look at this exam that you just did. What was it that you did to achieve this in the concert that maybe you could do here on my next exams?
I'm taking hundreds of students to the Catskills for an overnight trip from a public high school in New York City. And it's a field trip that brings to life everything we've been doing. They look at riparian zones, they do freshwater ecology, they do forest ecology, they're looking at government stations that are set up there to collect acid rain. They're taking hikes and looking at all the different species and how they interact. And they learn so much without realizing they're learning so much. We have generations to think about. We're all stewards. You know, whether we realize it or not, we're guiding this earth in the direction we want it to go. And if we do not educate this generation, we're going to be lost.
Sloan Foundation to congratulate you for this award in excellence in science and math.
I have a speech. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and humility that I stand here before you to accept this award. Over 23 years ago, I stepped on an airplane from Trinidad and ended in JFK as a teenage foreign student. headed to Brooklyn College to study science, never realizing that I would fall in love with America, as many before me did. And today, as a citizen, I've never felt more connected with the fabric of this country and the role each one of us play in regaining the educational authority we once commanded. Our students are now undergoing a Sputnik moment where they are being called upon to become global citizens who can compete in any arena, especially science, mathematics, and technology. Today's teachers are in the most exciting seats as facilitators of our bright young minds in science and math. And science and math teachers are especially being asked to scale to exciting new heights. I am truly inspired by and grateful to the Fund for the City of New York, led by the astute vision of Mary McCormick, and the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, for honoring a group of professionals who often get lost, forgotten, and bear the brunt of political agendas. I salute all the selfless, adventurous, dedicated, and dynamic teachers out there who may feel at some times underappreciated. Tonight is a testament that we are being noticed. My journey is not one that I've traveled in alone, and tonight I want to give gratitude to the people who have made my life worth every moment. My wonderful and fearless school principal and leader, Ms. Kim Bruno, who took one of the best art schools in the country and made it greater. Ms. Bruno set her eyes on academics at LaGuardia and have turned our school into a competitive as any other academic program in the city. She has supported science in a grand way, coming to our classes as often as she could, supporting my science overnight trip, coming to listen to science guest speakers that I've invited, and supported my development of the National Honor Society, while allowing any child, regardless of their academic strength, to challenge themselves in science AP courses. Ms. Bruno, you are a true woman of substance, and I salute you, and I'm honored to be one of your teachers. My assistant principal lives and breathes science, and has given our department a new clout in New York City by encouraging students to go beyond their scope with programs like the Da Vinci program, the Science Olympiad, research at the Museum of Natural History, Intel Research, just to name a few. She's a hands-on AP who's always in our classroom and hence has a true pulse on our students. Thanks to you, Ms. Boda Van Helma, for being a science leader. To Dr. Strickland, I am grateful for your enormous support and your constant help with the Frost Valley. Your guidance and sense of humor gets me through it every year. To my LaGuardia colleagues from every department, thank you for being the most supportive community. I treasure your friendships and support. To my science colleagues, you make me want to discuss science in the most meaningful way. And especially Ms. Nancy Borelli, who knows the true meaning of collaboration and collegiality. And my former colleagues, some of whom are here this evening, thanks for helping to build the person I am today. To the parents of my students who have stood by me since day one, I could not have done this without you. You are there whenever I call, and you are bountiful, from chaperoning trips to guest speaking, to arranging guest speakers, or just dropping by to say what do you need. I especially want to thank Shino Tanikawa, who has designed and conducted labs with me on soil and water and assist with the Frost Valley trip. I am forever in debt. My diamonds in the rough, my students. You make me want to challenge myself every day. My greatest joy is being in the classroom with you. Our exciting rigorous, full of debate and questions, and safe classroom. You make me proud every day by teaching me something new that you have found because of your genuine interest to learning. I can't wait to find out where you are going to take us. I have enormous belief in you and great expectations. And my former students who are here tonight, I am extremely proud of the paths you are taking, knowing that you are always conscious of social and environmental justice.
Nice.
To my teachers from kindergarten to college, many of whom are with me at all times, my high school teachers from Palo Seco Secondary School in Trinidad, and especially Dr. Savage from Brooklyn College. Your drive and passion took a country boy on a journey around the world and the universe without ever leaving the classroom. I try my best to emulate you in my teachings and hope to go places you dreamed of. My family, Jeremy, Anil, Lynette, Judy, Rishi, Philip, Sam, and Suki, who are here with me today, and all my other family members, too many to name. I want to thank you for never giving up on me. Jeremy, I could not have done this without your support. Thank you all for always being honest with me. I love you all. And finally, to the two most important people who sacrificed their lives to raise 11 children. My parents, I would never have had my vision without them. My father, who died when I was 14, instilled a passionate love of learning in me. Not having the means or support to become a doctor, he surrounded his children with books, science journals and encyclopedias, medical books, and every learning tool you could imagine was made available to us when no one else in the neighborhood even knew or heard of any of them. He encouraged experimentation, analytical thinking, deductive reasoning, and nature exploration on the farm we had. I owe him my love of learning. I only wish he could have been here today with us. My mother, who was taking out of school in the 5th grade to raise her brothers and sisters, never wavered on having all her children become educated. She would check my homework every night and sign it to make sure that my teachers knew homework was being supervised. She was always a financial whiz and farm manager who made more money than my father did as an accountant. My mother is with me tonight, and I thank her for being the person whose lessons I will always try to live my life by. I love you. Thank you again for this honor, and I promise to keep the students of New York City. I promise to keep working with the students of New York City to foster the love of science. Good evening.
The 2012 Sloan Awards for Excellence in Teaching Science and Mathematics to a conclusion. We have honored several individuals who represent the finest science and mathematics teachers in New York City's public high schools. But the truth is, these individuals honor us. They bring honor to their families, to their colleagues, to their students, to their schools, and to their profession. We thank them on behalf of the thousands of New Yorkers who benefit directly and indirectly from their dedication, their talent, and their generosity. And we thank you all for coming, and please join us as we continue celebration in the foyer. Thank you.